Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Obus Farm here on the new channel, Obus Focus. Today's video is going to be tournament number 6 of the Group H block. It's of the losers bracket. As you guys know, there are 8 players in each bracket, and so from the losers of each round, they get to go into the losers bracket and they get one more chance to become one of the 8 finalists. So today's match is going to be Amerinan versus Clemets. And a quick sidebar for those who don't know, tournament number 6, we did ban the Healer's Kit artifact because the artifact allows you to, as a bug, allows you to heal charges for another artifact. And we also did ban the combination of Ashiok and the class card for the Warlock, just because as the level 3 class card is played, Ashiok's Nightmare will always mill, or rather always drain 1 extra HP, so we did ban those. So anyways, without further delay, we're going to get into round 1 of the losers bracket of Group H, Amerinan versus Clemets. Alright, so game number 1, we're going to see Amerinan on Drizzt, with the Yanagu Beast of Butchery in his hand and Matron Malice, a very good, pretty much a perfect starting hand. With the Deep Forest Arena land, as you guys know, turn 4, it has a 30% chance to proc versus Clemets on Chandra. We don't see Chandra as much, she's sort of fallen from the meta a little bit. Anyways, Amerinan turn 1 plays Matron Malice. Turn 1 Clemets, is he gonna go, blow the mana gem to play, hasty goblins, there's 2/1 guys, maybe a leaping lemur, 3/2, cannot block, something, okay, no. Turn 1 Chandra decides to pass, and I think it's because, if I'm being honest, that sort of tells me maybe Chandra is doing a white splash control Chandra. But in any case, Amerinan does play the untested rookie and does attack, procs Gwenhovar, so turn 2 Clemets, maybe it's gonna be a shock, or it could be a retaliate, right? That 2-mana white card, deal 4 damage to whoever attacked the last turn, or has, okay, so we do see the shock. I'm thinking maybe Clemets has like those traps, like Molten Misstep and stuff like that. But Amerinan does get the Drizzt's Herald, so he does proc it on his untested rookie, and as a result gets Gwenhovar to do 2 more damage, alright? So turn 3 Clemets, hopefully we're gonna see maybe like a retaliate, or another shock to kill that 2/1 guy. Maybe even a flame coil if you don't have the cards, or maybe just, a body to block that 2/2 and just sort of deal with it. Okay, so Clemets we do see has the flame shot, maybe doesn't have the other cards. Alright, unfortunately we do see Amerinan, he does top deck the Zozu, which is like the perfect answer on an empty board, and does a whopping 9 damage. I don't know if Clemets has an answer as Chandra to do 4 damage. It has to be a flame coil. And even then it's going to be 3 damage next turn. Okay, so there we go. Just like that, it's game 1. Very well done. Amerinan, we do know Drizzt is the most meta right now. So I guess we'll see what happens in game number 2. Alright, so game number 2 is going to be Amerinan, on Vraska. Looks like Vraska has the Fallen Angel but turned to stone. Yeah, those 2 cards might be too expensive, so decides to put it back versus now Clemets on his Druid with his Forest Arena. Vraska is running that old graveyard, I believe it's like turn 7, has a 30% chance to give a random zombie. As you guys know, zombies can come back with the Relentless, so we're going to have to see if Vraska can deal with the early board pressure versus Clemets. So Clemets turn 1 plays the Vanguard 3/1. Turn 1, Amerinan blows the mana gem, has the Druid class quest, and does get that Wolf. So it looks like it might be a good ramp towards that 8-mana Brontosaurus. So let's see how that works. Turn 2, Clemets on Drizzt is taking his time. Not sure, maybe he has set up a giant, nope, doesn't have giant growth, but maybe uses the Druid's Herald, there we go. Starts the stacking effect of Gwenhovar, does the 1 damage, yeah, blocks the 3/1, so it does the 1 damage, but I mean, it's already still a net 1 life thanks to the Druid's level 1 card that Amerinan played. So turn 2 Amerinan plays the Bone Shambler, I think it's the Bone Shambler zombie, 3/3, as you guys know, when it dies, it gives +1/+1 to a random creature in your hand. That's its finale effect. So Clemets may or may not attack with the 3/2, I think he should, just to, maybe undo or prevent Vraska's from, okay, decides to go defend with Twinkle, There we go. Is going to attack. If Amerinan decides to block, it won't be a favorable block. It won't trigger Vraska's passive, and it won't kill the 3/4. Maybe just take the face damage. So what do you do? So Amerinan, it looks like it decides. Yeah, he decides he's going to take the damage, and clemets has 1 mana left. It could be one of those, you know, shields up, and Amerinan does go in for the attack. Clemets, do you decide to block or nope? Okay, decides to take the damage. Doesn't want to trigger Vraska's passive, which is to trigger finales a second time. So turn 4, Clemets plays Drizzt's Herald. There we go. Probably, yeah, gives it to the 3/4, the other Drizzt's Herald. But he does have the Icing Death, which can stun something, although I don't think you need to stun at this very moment, but it does give your guy another 2 damage. So I think Clements is either looking into that. Okay, decides to play Devoted Steed. There we go. Yeah, makes his guy a 4/5. Nothing good can trade on board. Maybe Amerinan decides to block with either the Shambling Zombie. Nope, decides to block with the 2/2 Baby Mammoth and blocks Gwenpovar. Doesn't want to take the damage. And that way, it's probably going to set up Amerinan for his Shambling Zombie to attack next turn, since everything has only 3 life or less. There we go. Grudge match. Grudge match on the... Okay. Alright, so yeah, goes in for the attack, does the grudge match. Or rather, doesn't attack, my apologies, does the grudge match. Now attacks with Vraska's Grub. As you guys know, Vraska's Grub, when it dies, it does give +1 mana gems. Temporary mana gems, and Clements decides not to block. So I was hoping to see here maybe some of the new traps, like the, you know, that hallway with the goo, the 3 mana 3/6, but maybe Amerinan isn't playing that. But with 2 mana left over, it could look like there is a Giant Growth, maybe even an Envenom. And Clements decides to go for Yeenoghu all in, kills both of his guys, gets +4/+4 because it gets +2/+2 for each creature. And I think Amerinan is going to just turn to stone. So maybe just take the damage and just turn it to stone, and that way you can control the board. White and green splash. Okay. Yeah, so he has to take the damage. He has no choice. That's going to be 11 damage coming in on turn 5. So that's a big, big turn for Clements. But as you guys know, Drizzt doesn't have any other board control if his creatures don't exist, because everything is based on Blindside, on Grudge Match, maybe, yeah, some Deep Forest Arena procs, some Giant Growth. So if he has no creatures, there we go, Devoted Seed gives himself +1/+1, and the +2/+2, 5/5 ward. So it looks like Amerinan will have the Mama Mammoth to maybe just sort of, you know, hard block into that 5/5 when it does come over. Decides to attack, it doesn't get blocked. Yeah, so at least now Amerinan, the pace of the game is going towards Vraska's sort of mid-ish, late-ish game as compared to, you know, Drizzt, who is more or less early game. But we'll have to see if this particular version at Clements is using, if the Drizzt has like a Zozu or like a Tajik or something, because we did get rid of already a couple legends. There we go, there is the, okay, so shields up, plus the Grudge Match and the Giant Growth. 3 cards, I mean, it's really like 4 cards to deal with one single card. Does the attack. There we go, it's probably gonna, yeah, just chump block, right? So it looks like Clements is all in, but luckily Amerinan is going to just have a ton of chump blockers. Yeah, plays that Barkai thing, gets the +1/+1 on the Baby Mammoth, gets 1 mana gem, and is just looking to wait until that Brontosaurus comes in easily, or rather interestingly. Clements doesn't decide to block, decides not to block. Maybe it's going to be the 2/2, nope, decides to block with the 2/1 zombie to draw 1 more card. Gets the Bone Club Shambler, and okay, so there's the untested rookie. Who knows? Maybe if Amerinan attacks now, Clements will block with the 9/5. I think Clements really should block with the 9/5 just because it's unnecessary to take that damage. There isn't really anything that Amerinan can do. You know, with the extra 2 HP, it could be a 9, you know, like a Soul Seaver Lich, but if it was, I think Amerinan would have played it. So, interestingly enough, yeah, that 9/2 Devoted Seed is getting a lot of value from the land proc and the Giant Growth and the shields up and the Grudge Match. Lots of value there. But there we go. Finally, there's the Brontosaurus. And yeah, so Clemets is now forced to start blocking because 10 HP, he can't really do, you know, he can't really take any more of that damage. So I don't want to call it too early, but I think this is game for Amerinan just because that wild shape Brontosaurus, it can block the 9-2 or it can just, you know, have the 2-2 chump block the 9-2. And as you guys know, that Brontosaurus, when Amerinan takes damage, it will actually transfer to that Brontosaurus. So, okay, so there's the grudge match. So it does force a block of the 8-10 Brontosaurus. Nope, decides not to attack. Okay, well, Clements has to block anyways. So I guess Amerinan can just fill the board because Clements has to have an answer. Maybe plays everything. Maybe it's going to be the plummet. I guess, yeah, plummet just in case there is a, you know, the 2-4 Inferno, that new legendary that can come flying, or any of the other flying dragons that Clement could have. But at 1 HP left, there we go. Just Peer the Dreamer, and that is game. So, very well done, Amerinan. Very good try, Clements. Amerinan, you go into the next round 2 of the losers bracket. Hopefully you make it all the way to the end of round, or rather Group H. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. If you do, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.